Before we get into the practical section, I want to talk briefly about demystifying AI. I really like where your question comes in. It's like you plan it. Yeah. Demystify AI. There are three broad categories. My internet connection is unstable, but can you guys online still hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. Can hear you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So there is what we call artificial natural intelligence. Artificial natural intelligence is a form of AI. So what do we mean by artificial natural intelligence? These are the kind of AI that only does one thing. They have been trained to do one thing and do it well. For instance, we have AI tools now that can help me make my coffee. It already knows the combinations and I just make it. That's an example of artificial natural intelligence. You are all using it. On your phone, you have something, maybe depend on the product, Siri or voice assistant. That's an example of artificial natural. All it does is voice assistant. It can interpret voice. We have been using an example of this for a long time. For instance, one of the things that affect our campaign that we have find out, a lot of the emails for this program, when it went out yesterday, majority of it went to their spam folder, which is an example of artificial natural intelligence to be able to detect whether somebody is trying to spam them or not. Because maybe there is no prior conversation between the two of us, between the organization and that email, that it just classified and put in spam, which is the majority of people that want to be here today couldn't even find a link to be here because of artificial natural intelligence. That's an example of it. So that's an example of artificial natural intelligence. Okay? So spam filters. Another one that is going to become is autonomous vehicle. Autonomous vehicle, whereby you stay in the vehicle, just say, I am going to Marina and Lagos. And I can sleep, and it will take me all the way from Iloko here. And when you get to Marina, just say, welcome to your destination. We're in Marina. Can you come down now? That's an example of artificial. Yeah, you already have it. This is not something that will happen. It already exists. The difference now is, for it to spread all the way to, ability to afford them, affordability, and build infrastructure to support them. All right. So I don't know if you guys understand what I mean by artificial natural intelligence. They can only do one thing, like the autonomous vehicle, for example. You cannot ask that autonomous vehicles to make coffee unless we have another one that we make inside it. So artificial natural intelligence, they are trained to be able to do one thing and do it well. Does that make sense? They are trained to be able to do what human being can do. One of the things that human being can do, and then they are able to do it very well and better than human being. That's an example of artificial natural intelligence. The second category that I want to talk about is generative artificial intelligence. Now, these, they don't do one particular thing, but they generate based on data, based on information they've had. They are able to take things and create new things entirely. They are called generative artificial intelligence. So, an example, they can generate human language. An example of that we call LLM, large, language model. They can take human language, put it together, and create new content entirely. or they can take pixels and put it together and generate new image entirely. That's an example of generative artificial intelligence. A lot of what most of us are familiar with that we call AI fall within the category of generative artificial intelligence. Then we have the third category. That's artificial general intelligence. We are not there yet. And I'm hoping it takes a while for us to get there. All right. This is, it's from the concept of singularity. Developing AI tools that can do anything human being can do. Remember, artificial natural intelligence, they do one thing very well. Generative artificial intelligence take things from human being and use it to create a new thing. When we talk about AGI, artificial general intelligence, they can create new things that does not exist. They can think, let me give you an example. I use the example of my coffee, right? So what we have right now can make coffee based on how I set it to make coffee. Well, this one, we look at my biometrics and look at stains in my body and scan and whatever, and create a new kind of drink that does not exist before, specifically for me. Right? I don't want us to get... For today, all our work is focused on generative artificial intelligence. Generative artificial intelligence. That's where our focus will be. So for the boot camp, we're going to have 4 main sessions. Okay? We're going to have 4 main sessions. Okay. You have question? Please go ahead.
I want to believe, but kind of can be emotional. Now, the general kind of so they have the same kind of
you want to? Yeah, please. Can you help repeat the question with the mic so that people online can hear?
Yes, I said the general maybe likened to a clone.
Okay.
Okay. I maybe likened to a clone. Let's say, for instance, clone of a human. The clone of a human is expected to have the same characteristics of a human being and get emotional when talk to that and get emotional like a human being will be. Now, is it a kind of AI that is used for such? I mean, is that kind of AI that is used? Sorry.
Okay, good questions. I don't know about human cloning yet. I don't know about human cloning, but I know we've been successful to clone different things. And we're already using the cloning technology for diseases in medical line and so many stuff. Human cloning is still illegal. Yeah, and we watch it in films. Might not be. We are not. I don't know of human cloning yet. However, the technology you are talking about, the human cloning, it's a little bit different from the artificial intelligence. So human cloning, that's technology creeps, human's DNA sequencing and all of that. But artificial general intelligence might one day plug into that technology as well. That's like 2 separate technologies. Might plug into it. But artificial general intelligence doesn't even have to look like human being. It's machine. The machine that can do multiple things, the way human being can do multiple things. Remember, I can be driving and plug my phone into the speaker and be speaking at the same time. And I'm seeing different things and you're talking to me. My brain can handle multiple things at the same time. The way human being can do that. Like right now, I'm looking at you, I am speaking, I'm looking at my coffee. Sometimes I take it and I'm doing multiple things at the same time. That's human being. artificial natural intelligence can do one thing well. But AGI, they are like AI that are able now to think like human beings, come up with something beyond what human beings actually feed them to do. With generative AI right now, there is nothing generative AI is producing that is not powered by human brain. The language with which all AI tools that we are all familiar with work, it is still human brain that is behind it, that we wrote the programs, that gives the prompting, that it is combination of human beings. But AGI, they're like tools that can take decision on themselves without human intervention. And that so, which is different from the cloning technology, but we cannot imagine when we get to a level whereby we have AGI and then we have cloning technology and both of them combined. Which is one reason why we need people like you and I to master these technologies. Is the reason why we need a lot of people taking our machine learning course and as our software development course, so that we can all be part of the future in creating these technologies. These technologies, they do not stand on their own. You know, it's human behind it, which means if I am inputting things, if I am writing the programs, I'm going to put my experience, which are going to be based on my people, on my area, which means I'm going to be biased to things that I'm familiar with. Now imagine if people that are developing these have nothing about our area. That means it's going to be biased towards their area and not something specifically designed to solve our own peculiar problems, which is why we need more people enroll in how does this technology works, how can we create. So for this bootcamp, we are focused just generative AI. Today, we're going to do like 2 practical sessions. I'm going to call on, I won't do the teaching. I will just work on some of our graduates from Quad 2. What's happening is Quad 3. So one of them is going to work on how do you publish a book, and probably give all of us assignments and work together right here to actually publish a book before we leave here within the next 1 hour or thereabout. Then the second section, how do we create a video? Another graduate from that Quad 2 as well, walk us through how do we create a video. Then next week, we're going to work on data analysis. How do you use AI for data cleaning, for data visualizations? How do you use it for analysis? And then we're going to have a session on vibe coding. How do you create a website, a software with AI tools? So it's going to be a practical session as well, whereby we all work together and actually create a software. Just to give you an idea of things that you can use AI to do now. But I don't want us to lose the sight of why we are doing this. What we are doing this is that this tool is available to you, but it's also available to billions of people in the world. What is going to differentiate you is learning the fundamentals behind it, which is where all the courses that we offer comes to play. You learning software development, you learning data analytics, you learning UI UX design, the principles behind it. Because it is one thing to be able to use AI to do anything, because now it's a common knowledge. But when you understand the fundamental principles, you'll be able to do something better, which is what I want to call about now, the language of AI. How do you talk to AI? How do you talk to it? And it's called prompt engineering. I'm just going to move here. It's called prompt engineering. So let me use this graph to explain why we are here a little bit more. We used to, most people think of AI as something that comes to take our job. In the true sense, that's not. When you look at this graph, right, there are three main areas. Look at that small dot. That is what we can do on our own right now without AI. I published a book in 2012. It took me 30 days to write that book. I was working an average of 4 hours every day on that book and continuously every day for 30 days. And I was able to put the book together. A lot of my friends thought it crazy and almost impossible to do in 30 days. But it took me 30 days. There was nothing like AI at the time. That represents what human being can do without AI. Sorry, you see that one? That represents what human being can do. Sorry, that bigger cycle. Within that bigger cycle, represent what can be automated within what human being can do. The things that can be automated that will not require human being. You can automate it. But there are still so many other things that AI can still not do. However, where the real job lies is all these areas, all this wide area of new tasks, of new possibility that human beings can do with the help of machines. This new thing, that same book that I said took me like 30 continuous days of hard work or sleepless night. I know I can do it in 4 hours now. And there are so many areas like that that we can explore. The goal is when we learn how to use these tools, it can augment our ability instead of just replacing us. But when we don't learn the language, when we don't learn how to talk, how to get the best out of the tool, then we become redundant and replaceable. So, I've talked about generative artificial intelligence, tools like BART, tools like GitHub, Copilot, ChatGPT, and the likes. The language they understand is called prompting. It's called prompt engineering. How do you talk to them? You see, one of the challenges that we have is that we grew up with search engine, Google, right? We go to Google and then we ask Google, give me an example. Somebody needs to give me one example. So I don't want to call you Helen. Shagun, when was the last time you went to Google? Don't worry. I'm going to expose your secrets now. What did you search in Google the last time? A diagram of what?
You
sure? I feel like you're making something up. So you have a diagram of, give me the topic. Excuse me. So you go to Google, sit down, please. Thank you. So you go to Google, you can type diagram of SQL, whatever. That's how Google works. That's the nature of Google. Google is a search engine, right? So Google is not producing anything for you. Google is going to the database of different websites and looking for websites that likely have something you are looking for. It's going through different websites. Okay, diagram. So it's something that have diagram of SQL or whatever. So pages must have SQL and have diagram And then it's now rank them and now bring top websites that have something close to what you ask. That's Google. That's what we are used to. So because we are all used to searching engine, with the arrival of AI tools, we tend to force a similar prey and use the same style in talking to ChatGPT or in talking to different AI tools. Fundamental mistakes. When you go to ChatGPT and say diagram of a square, yeah, it will give you something. But it's like you have Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein. How many of us know Albert Einstein? I know Albert Einstein. Please raise up your hand. 1, 2, 3. Hey, my God. Only 3 people. Yeah. Where do we start from? Oh.
Everyone knows.
They won't understand my job. If they don't know from that angle. Okay. How many of us know Wole Soyinka? You know Wole Soyinka? Okay, good. You know Wole Soyinka? Sorry, what's your name? Jumait. I must get the name. Jumait. Okay. I must get the spelling. Welcome. You know Wole Soyinka? Okay. Okay. Let me assume all of us know. What area is Wole Soyinka? Is a what? Wole Soyinka is. Okay, let me start with you, Jumai. Wole Soyinka is what? It's a what? It's a novelist. Okay. What about you? Wole Soyinka? You don't know Wole Soyinka? Okay. What about you? Wole Soyinka is what? Let me fill in the gap. Whatever that test I will do. Wole Soyinka is fill in the gap. It's what? It's the right now. Wole Soyinka is what? Professor, that's good. Wole Soyinka is what? You cannot copy. Nobody copy any person. Give me something else. Wole Soyinka is what? Okay, Wole Soyinka is what? I know about it. You can't think of any other thing about Wole Soyinka. Wole Soyinka is what? Nobody, somebody already said that. Expert in English language. Wole Soyinka is what? Activist, that's good. Wole Soyinka is what? Wole Soyinka is what? Playwright, that's good. Wole Soyinka is what?
Right.
A right. Okay. Wole Soyinka is what? An author. Okay, that's good. Wole Soyinka is what? Okay, master of literature. Okay, you people in online, please put in your own one. Wole Soyinka is what? I want to see your answer. Wole Soyinka is what? An award-winning writer. Okay, Wole Soyinka is what? He writes books. Okay, okay. Do I have response from anybody online? I'm here to see you. If you're all a novel laureate, thank you. A poet, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for one more. Online, please. Wole Soyinka is what?
No, it has been said he's a writer. He's a writer. So
Hey, there's still
you're
more.
submitting
There's
that.
still more. You've not told me. He's an doctor, no Nigerian. He's a Nigerian. So many things that we can still talk about.
Right.
All right, we get the idea. It's like you have a Wole Soyinka living in your house, and then you are asking Wole Soyinka to help you write. You are not asking what is a lamb. Am I making best use of Wole Soyinka? That's exactly how it is. When we are using the language of search engine for AI tools, you have these professor, you have these brilliant tools, you have these tools that can be used to enhance your capability as a human being, that can be used to, and then we are using it like a level of primary 1 or primary 2. because search engine works with keywords. The AI tools works with prompting. And every time I go out and interview people, have you had any course on prompt engineering? They look at me and, what is prompt engineering? And they're already using AI tools. And the language that AI understand is prompt engineering. And that's idea of what we want to go through today. This network is unstable again, but I hope you guys can hear us. All right, so prompt engineering helps you give clarity, helps you give depth and creativity in getting the best out of any AI tool. So what makes a good question for AI? Number one, it needs to be clear. It needs to be specific. So that means you're not only clear, but you have very specific topic and task. But not just that. You also need to provide context. That means this will be contextual. I provide a background if needed. And if you want to get the best result, make it open-ended so that you encourage explanation instead of yes or no answers. When you go to ChatGPT, or you go to Bard, or you go to Copilot, or any of the AI tools, when you are putting things there and all of that, the way you write what you do, the order of the word, the way you arrange it, the way the request is made, the kind of word you use, the kind of phrase you use, the kind of priming you do, the kind of experimentation you do, and what you use, we go a long way to determine the kind of result you get. So it is important to know how to frame those things to get the best out of AI tools. And there are rules and there are styles that we can use to get the best out of AI tools. So today, I want to talk about the prompting styles. And then later on, I'll talk briefly about like a blueprint of ideas that you can use when you are coming with your prompt in order to get something out of AI tools. Okay? One style is called zero shot. So let me make a caveat here. So I want to talk about 4 different styles. I don't want us to think of one is better than the other, but that we understand each of the styles and you can know when, one style is best suited for whatever you are trying to do. They are best suited for different scenarios. The challenge is most of us only stick with one and use it for all scenarios. So with zero shot style, you are asking with no example. An example, you say, make 3 reading questions. No example. Then we have a few shots whereby you are showing example first and you are asking it to, yeah, it's number 2, make 1 like that. Then you have chain of thought, whereby you are giving it a step-by-step thinking. You are giving an example like a plan to solve this issue like this, like this. And then we have the 4th one where we are talking about explain, then respond. Now, let's talk about each of these in details. This is the time I will ask each of us now to open our laptop. If you are in the hub, you can easily connect. I think we have power there. So do we have any channel with power? Is everybody connected with their laptop? And is everybody connected to the internet? Yeah, if you don't have the password, please, can you help me provide the password? You see, this is one of the advantages of the hub, all right? We have 24/7 power supply, and we have internet for everyone. So even when you're applying for a quad 3, we encourage you to, do the in-person and take advantage of the communities we are creating here. All right, while we are waiting for everybody to set up, is everybody online set up with their laptop before we start getting into the practical session? If you are online and you have a question, please feel free to use the reaction button. We call you to know if you have any challenge. Okay, good. Some of us can use this as our 2 minutes break. Okay, let's set up. Yes, you can use Meta Hey Hi. You can use Meta Hey Hi. That's fine. I prefer ChatGPT, but that's fine. I think it should be able to give the same thing. Are we all set in the hub? Okay. Is everyone online set up and good to go?
Yes, we are okay, yeah.
All right, that's good. Let's get going. So zero shot prompt. Zero shot prompt. So this is a style whereby you are not providing examples. You are not giving the language model, which is AI2. You are not giving it any example. So which means you are expecting the AI2 to rely on its general knowledge. So when you are using keyword, the search engine style that we're all used to, this is more like what we're doing. For instance, so let's all do this. Let's try this. So do you have which tool are you using? ChatGPT. Okay, that's good. What about you, Shegun? ChatGPT. Okay, good. So your ChatGPT, let's put in there. Type, summarize the process of photosynthesis in 3 sentences. Okay, I can call on anyone, either online or in the hub, to help read whatever they have. Okay, by now I expect you to have answer. This thing works very fast. It's like magic, but it's not magic. Okay, let me go online first. Ifedamola Adeyemi. can you unmute and tell us what you have? Please go ahead. Hello, Ifedamola.
I can hear you, sir.
All right. So do you have results? Are you using Meta
Yes.
AI or you are using ChatGPT?
ChatGPT.
Okay, what do you have when you put in there? Summarize the process of photosynthesis in 3 sentences. What's the result that you have?
It says photosynthesis is the process by which green plants, algae, and some bacteria convert light energy into chemical energy. They absorb carbon dioxide from the air and water from the soil using sunlight captured by the chlorophyll to produce glucose and release oxygen.
That's all right. Are you there?
Sir?
Okay, that's
Yes,
all you
I
have.
am.
That's good. You can see if you look at that result, which I'm sure is the same thing with most of you. All right, let me go with what's your name? Victor. All right, what do you have? Which tool are you using, Meta AI or ChatGPT? ChatGPT, okay. Is it the same with what Ife has? Can you read out what you have? Okay. No, continue. You said 3 sentences, so I'm sure it will give you 3 sentences. Go ahead. Yeah, is that all? Are you sure you put in that prompt? That means you probably didn't include the 3 sentences because it will have given you 3 sentences. What prompt? Read out the prompt that you use. Are you using ChatGPT? What did you put in there before you give it that result? That's what you have.
The pipe plants and some bacteria covered like energy, usually from the sun into the climate energy.
Okay.
Stored in the glucose. It takes place in the plant cells using the chlorophyll to absorb the light energy and cover the carbon dioxide, water into the glucose oxygen.
Very good. So the thing with 0 short prompt, which is what most of us are used to, is that you are not training the AI tool to make the answer specific to suit maybe a peculiar situation or whatever you need. So the AI is relying on its own general knowledge. For instance, let's assume you are a classroom teacher. Okay? You are teaching primary 4. I don't know if you guys are with me. And you ask ChatGPT that answer, that question, that summarize the process of photosynthesis in 3 sentences with what the result that you have right now, what we have from Ifedamola, would that have helped those primary 4 students? Probably not. Because you are asking, the AI is relying on its own general knowledge. So it's pulling so many other concepts that might be difficult for the primary 4 student to understand. In the same way, let's say you are a PhD student, that you are preparing a thesis that have something related to do with photosynthesis in certain ways. That result is too general in a way that might not be helpful for your thesis, which is why you need other styles. You need to learn about other styles of talking to AI tools. So the other style is called few short prompt. Few short prompt. So in this case, you are given a few examples. So you show the ChatGPT an example first, and then you are asking it to mimic the pattern of that example you have given it. So this is another style entirely. So let's work on this example as well. Look at it. So you go into your prompt space. You say the heart pumps blood through the body, which give us functions of the heart. The lungs help us breathe in oxygen, that is function of lungs. Now, you try the stomach's breakdown food. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Thank you. Can you guys type that and then put that question mark? So the meaning of few shots, you are giving it a simple example of how you want the answer to look like. And then you're asking ChatGPT to repeat. So it's going to mimic the style you give it and give you the answer based on the same. For instance, here you can now list same for stomach, same for eyes, same for nose, ear, and it will mimic that same example in that same format. Has anyone been successful in trying this particular example, or maybe another example you try? Please go ahead. Yeah, put it in. In it? Do you have it in? Not yet. Still typing. See, this style basically helps the AI tool to recognize the pattern and then create consistency. See, this very particular style becomes very useful with data analysis. Don't worry, we're going to get there next week, whereby the focus will be on data analysis. Especially any area where a particular grammar or a particular math or a particular simulations or classification becomes very important and crucial. So, does anybody have an answer? Are you done? Okay. What about you, buddy? You don't see from there. Oh my God. How many people cannot see from there? I'm waiting for, okay. Does anybody from online have answers? Okay, what do you have? Oh, damn it, you didn't put example. You did. The example was mouth of hey, you didn't tell it example. You see, this is really good. This is really good. You just repeat the point you put in. Mouth helps with digestion of food. Pre-digestion of food, okay? What does the stomach do? That's not few shots. That's not the few shots prompt. Few shot prompt, you are telling me, my example 1 is this. Example 2 is this. Now try example 3, give me example 3, 4, 5, 6. Following that pattern. You see, what you are doing with the few shots, you are training the AI tool to recognize the pattern, the way exactly you want your answer. This becomes very important when you are working in an office or when you are working there, you have an assignment that how to follow certain system, how to follow certain protocol, how to follow certain outputs. If you don't tell the AI tool that what I'm giving you now is the example I want you to follow, it will rely on its own general knowledge and give you different kind of outputs that might not follow the outcome you want, the exact output you want. In here, you see typing or you're done? You're done. See typing. Ah, that's a long typing. No. Eh? Okay, who is done? Okay, please go ahead. What do you have? Do you mind if I can come and check your prompt? Oh, see? You're breaking the rule as well. ChatGPT, it's smart. Or AI tools generally, they are smart, but yet they are dumb. If you don't tell it exactly to give you things the way you want, it will rely on its own general knowledge. You know, open-ended. But you master how to use these two very well when you know how to get exactly what you want from it. Look at it. When you are putting your prompt, you did not tell it that, here is example 1. Here is example 2. Now try this. You see, what you are doing with this prompt, with a few shots, is essentially programming. You are programming the AI tool to give you the results the way you want it. If you don't follow that kind of protocol, it won't give you exactly that way. To rely on its own general knowledge. Okay, Jay, you did not put that is an example. You just said the stomach breaks down food in smaller use. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay. You did a good job. So that means you follow the example. You can see. You see what Jay did now? You can see it gives Jay exactly the same kind of output that looks like what we have in the prompt. So if you don't put that example 1, and don't forget to put that apostrophe. You see, as you work more, as you get into projects, you begin to see how important this is. Because you can easily get lost, whereby there is unlimited knowledge with AI tools. It begins to give you different kind of stuff. So if you don't know how to program it well to give you what you want, okay, do we have anybody in the hub that already have, that follow the prompts and have what we're looking for? Ini? Not yet. Okay, let's get there. Let me check your prompt. What do you have in your prompt? Copy this prompt. Put example I just gave you. Look at the prompt. The prompt says, example. Example 1, this. Example 2, this. Now, you try the stomach breaks down and functional food. I need to have somebody in the hub that gets it. I have the result. We already have people online, so they are ready for us. So I don't want to make it. Who has to have that? What do we have? That's one. iPhone is the basic price. You can get what here the slide now. Oh, yeah. You see? That's what we're talking about. But it's already training to be a partner of what you want. If not, you have to get out. So many things. So when you are working to produce specific things, few short prompts becomes very a powerful tool to get things done. So like I mentioned earlier on, each prompt have their own role. Each prompt they are useful at different stages in project management or in anything you are working on. Even whether you are trying to produce a video, you are trying to generate an image, or you are trying to produce a book. Okay? Do we all get it now? Or you guys want to try a little bit? Our newcomer there. Have you guys tried it? Have anyone? You guys are still on it. Okay. Anyway, we still have a long, long way to go. So, and I'm looking at our time. They gave me 1 hour. I spent 1 hour, 30 minutes. So I need to round up. Let's move to another style. Okay. Another style is chain of thought. Just like the word says, chain of thought. Which means you are giving the AI tool your thought process that you want it to use in producing the result that you want. Chain of thought. Ask student or the model to explain the reasoning in plain language first, then you give the answer. So here's an example. Explain in your own words how gravity keeps the planet in orbit, and then give a 1-sentence summary answer. This becomes very powerful, especially in teaching, whereby you want to provide context and understanding first before you are coming up with maybe outlines or a specific summary on a subject. Okay, so we don't have to use this particular example, but I would love everyone to try. Come out with a prompt that follow that principle. Something similar to this. This is the prompt, right? Explain in your own words how gravity keeps the planet in orbit, and then give a 1-sentence summary. The result will look like something. Gravity is a force that pulls objects together. Sun's gravity pulls on the planet, while their motion keeps them moving in a path around the sun. Without gravity, planet will fly off into space. Then the summary of the answer is gravity pulls planets towards the sun, keeping them in orbit. Chain of thought. Explain and then summarize. So now, any subject you are interested in, can you follow the same idea and put it and create a prompt based on it? What subject? Let me move. Who should I call now? Okay. What subject do you want to learn more about? Huh? Anything you want to learn. Let's do this example. Any subject. Structure of method. Let's create a prompt. Create a prompt. Structure of method. Explain in your own words structure of method. Then give a 1-sentence summary of the answer. So just put it in your prompt, in your ChatGPT. And then let's know what you come up with. Okay. Anything you want to learn. Any of your subject, any of the things you are learning or whatever. Anything, any subject. Photography. Put it there. Explain in your own words how photography works, and then give 1-sentence summary answer. Put it there. Okay. Baby, what subject do you want to learn about? Subject what? Subject relation. Not specific. Not specific area. Anything. Somebody doesn't want photography. Somebody doesn't talk about letter, something of letter. That person just talk about how gratitude works. Anything. How song gets to do. Whatever. Give me an example. How they work, or how the jet transition work. Anything. When you're looking at I'm waiting. Go back home. Explain in your own words how mobile phone works, and then give a one-sentence summary answer. Does that make sense? I'm going back to get the answer from you. All right, let's come here. Are you working on that system? Okay, are you on time? Okay, tell me a subject what left. What is it? Tell me any subject. No. This is personalized stuff. Any subject you are interested in, forget any other person. What subject are you interested to learn about? Anything. How speaker work, how television work. You have your result already good. Anything. What comes to your mind? How book production work, how investors, anything, just give me one thing. Look at somebody else. Okay, that's good. Oh yeah, put it in your ChatGPT. Explain in your own words how harvesting of oil palm works, and then give a one-sentence summary. Put it there. Okay? Are we good? All right. Let me take from online first. I hope people from online can hear us. All right. So what do we have? We have from okay, we have from Joker. Explain in your own words how repair a phone and then give one sentence summary. Okay, well, we have from, I'm struggling with this thing. I might need somebody to help me drag this thing well. Explain in your own words, I think that's J, right? Explain in your own words how ad asset is one of the key promotional material during campaign to convince my clients without doubt that it is necessary investment, and then give a one sentence summary. I like you, Gary. I'm that friend, Gary. It's true. The whole idea why we are learning this is how do you apply it to your daily work? That's the whole idea. That's the whole idea. Okay. All right, people from online, do you have your output yet? Okay, thank you. Explain in your own words what petroleum microbiology is, and then give a one-sentence summary. Okay, do we have output? If you have output from online, please paste it so that we can see. But let's start from Mr. Salah here. I'm sorry, I'm going to expose him now. He's a farmer. You can see he's already using ChatGPT to do farming now. Okay, now let's talk something about this. What do we have? You want the first piece and then we want to come. These are considered plant animals because they can learn particularly stuff for them, remember location, and even recognize symbols and patterns. Now, one sentence on it. These are called smart animals because they learn to think of problems and show strong memory and social skills. You see the whole idea now? Because prompt engineering is basically you are coding for AI tool to give you what you want. It doesn't work just like search engine. It doesn't work based on just keywords. You have to give it how you want the result. Okay? Now let's go to you, KB. What do you have? What to happen? We want to get where's my you know what? I need somebody to come and help me here. Because I'm interested in that topic too. Thank you, Dare. God bless you. Don't worry about your voice. I am sick. Can you hear my voice that I'm sick? You can see that I'm drinking my coffee with it. Okay, so no excuse. Go ahead. Don't you want to know how phone works? It's still running away from this part. Everybody, make know it's working. It's working, but you have to place it certain way. It's working. Place it like this. It is
If I want my content of words or data into this, we shall send hereby cell towards to a network and route them to the receivers.
Okay. So it was by converting our voice to what? To data. I hear something about radio signal. Into radio signal that you have on those towers. So essentially, you take our voice, turn it to a data, send it through that mask, the radio signal mask, and send it to where?
Towards to a network.
To a network.
Out there to the receiver's phone.
And then take it to the receiver's phone. Data to data. It takes the voice, convert it to data, send it to the mask, the radio signal. We then send it to another radio signal, and then convert it back to data, and then convert it back to voice from the receiver. Do you know that before? Do you know that before today? You know that before? You just asked the question from curiosity. Okay. Does everybody know that before? I don't know that before that way. Okay. Thank you. That's helpful. Okay, I want to get result from online. So we have from Ogutuyi, Boluwatife, explaining your own words how physiotherapy can make use of AI to help the world and giving one example summary. So I want to see answer. I want to see if anybody. Then we have Ilyas Karim, explaining your own words how to troubleshoot a three-phase motor. Put in summary of one sentence. Output. To troubleshoot a three-phase motor, check the power. I'm struggling with this thing. Check the power. I need to be able to expand this thing. Fixture causing it not to start to run properly. Anyway, I'm sure we all get the idea. That's chain of thought. So what you have done with the chain of thought is you are programming the AI to focus on that area. So that's the third example of prompt style. You are focusing it to focus on that area. All right, let's move to the fourth one. Because this is probably the one I use the most. I don't know if you are here. Explain, then respond. Explain, then respond. That's another style. For instance, you are asking the model, explain the reasoning in a plain language first, and then give the answer. So here is an example. Explain in your own words how gravity keeps the planet in orbit, and then give one sentence summary answer. Gravity is a force and all of that. Gravity pulls, help them practice, and all the likes. You are asking it to explain. I think okay. Yeah, the example given here is not correct. The example here, it's more of chain of thought. But you explain something, and then you are asking it to respond. Explain, then respond. It's very good for comprehension, and it's very good for communication. It's also very good for you to check if the ChatGPT knows what it's talking about. Because sometimes ChatGPT can do hallucination. It can come up with something that will look so real and will look so authentic. That might not be. So chain of thought, and then explain their response style becomes very, very good for you to be able to check those inadequacies in AI tools. So the last part I want to talk about is like a blueprint you can use whenever you are coming up with your prompts. Using AI tools is all about prompting. So when we are into the specific, we will take a break, maybe just about 10 minutes break or so, 5 to 10 minutes break. And then we do the book production bootcamp. We have another maybe like 10 minutes break, and then we do video production bootcamp before we call it, for the day. But I want you to understand the blueprint, the prompt recipe blueprint. Remember, in all the example we are given, you first define the task. What's the specific task you want to give the ChatGPT or the AI tools to do? What should AI do? And try to use a verb. So it could be something like create, something like explain, something like summarize. Give it an action word. Number 2, give it a context. Like all the examples we have been using right now, we have not really been providing context. So that's not good. Those are not good prompts. You give it context. Who is this thing for? If you're asking AI tool to produce something, who is it meant for? Is it for a primary 4 student? Is it for a part 3 student? Is it for a PhD student? Is it for market women? Is it for professionals? Is it for board of directors? What is it for? Give it context. Try to provide example whenever possible. Show a model if needed. Another thing which we most times gloss through is give it a persona. AI, I made mention of something earlier on. It's smart and it is dumb. That sounds like oxymoron, right? It can assume to be anything. So if you don't tell what you want ChatGPT to pretend to be, then the results you are going to get won't be tailored towards what you want to get. You have to tell what you want the AI to pretend to be. Give it a persona. Are you a confident teacher trying to teach primary 5 students? Are you an expert digital marketer trying to do this? Are you a software engineer managing this kind of projects? Give it a persona that you want me to pretend to be. Are you a farmer? Try to give it a persona that you are trying to expand this operation and you're trying to do this. Persona, what do you want it to pretend to be? Are you an AI coach? Are you whatever you are, you want it to pretend to be? Give it the persona. Also, give it format. What format do you want the answer to look like? The last component, tone. What tone do you want the response to look like? Do you want it to be like a formal tone? Do you want it to be like a friendly tone? What mood? Do you want it to be like a professional? When you apply this blueprint, this recipe together, it begins to give you tailored answers to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Okay? Now, let's look at maybe some examples. For instance, if you are using just one element, I gave you guys 6 elements in that recipe, right? It's like you are trying to create a soup. If you are trying to create a soup, there's a way you can create a soup with just vegetables. Only vegetables. You steam the vegetable and then you begin to eat it like that. Abi? That's just one recipe. It's possible, as far as you steam it very well. Just that it won't be sweet. Will it be sweet? No. But there's also a way whereby you can produce soup or food with just 2 recipes, right? If you take your egg and oil, that's just 2 recipes, right? And fry the egg like that. Yeah, it will be okay. You can eat it. Just won't be the best. But when you add 3 recipes, maybe you add tomato to it. And then maybe you have some salt. And then you begin to, the more of those recipes you have, the better the kind of soup or the kind of food you come up with. It's the same thing. So let's try something, all right? Task. Let's say we only ask you to do. If you look at almost all the example we have been using now, it's only we are just giving it a task to do. We are not defining the personnel. We are not defining the tone. We are not defining the format. We want it. We are not giving all of those other recipes. And yeah, we have been getting some decent results, but it's okay. But not the same. So let's see now when you begin to add those other recipes together, what kind of difference we can get. So let's get on our computer. Let's create this. Create 5 catchy slogans for a new sport drink. That's just the prompt. I want everyone, please find out. Create 5 catchy slogans for a new sport drinks. If we need don't to try it, because we have already put something like a new sports drink. But that's fine. But when we look at our recipe, what we have done is just to give it the task, right? Because we didn't put any clear action, we didn't define the audience, we didn't put the format, and we didn't put the tone guidance. We just say create 5 catchy slogans for a new sport drink. All right. Does anybody have answers? Let me go online. Does anyone online have answers yet? Anybody online? It's a simple sentence. Create 5 catchy slogans for a new sport drink. Okay, you have answers. Does any other person have answer? You have answer. Okay, let's come to you. Okay, you ask you to create 5 catchy slogans for a new sport drink, right? Okay, give us what it gives you. What do you give you? Fuel your fire. Own the game. That's one, right? Fuel your fire. Own the game. Okay, what's the second one I gave you? Refresh, recharge, repeat. Okay, that's fine. Do you have the answer? What's the number 3 that I gave you? Your own number 2 or number 3. Okay, what's the number 5? Your game, your energy, your head. Are you guys following? Right? Okay. Does any of it sounds like okay, what do you have? Hydrate to dominate. Hydrate to dominate. Oh. I know you will get different kind of things, but we are going somewhere. We see now. So Oluwagbemili also gave us some answer here. J, fuel for fire, finish strong. Power up, play harder. Oluwagbemili, fuel the grind, hydrate the wind. Sip strong, play longer. Okay. Go to you. Fuel the fire, beat your limit. Hydrate hard, play harder. You can see that, there's no consistency in what you are getting. Just different kind of ideas, right? Because we didn't define what we want very well. So now let's make it a little bit better. Let's make it a little bit better. Let's add context to it. All right? So the same prompt. So let's take the same prompt now. So you now say, create 5 catchy slogans for a new sports drink. Aim at teenagers who play basketball. You can see that we have defined our audience. Create 5 catchy slogans for a new sport drink. came are teenagers who play basketball. What we have done now is we have added audience and we have added product focus, which will make the result a little bit more relevant. You can see the result we are getting before is scattered all across. Okay, we should start having some results now. Right? Okay, you have results now. You can see, this is the one that bands. Did anybody have bands before? No, he had bands before because you didn't tell him that you are targeting basketball. But because you told him that you are targeting basketball, he's now bringing up more that resonate with that audience. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay. All right. What do you have? Where's your hustle? Who's the game? Who the game? Okay. Where your hustle? Who the game? Okay. Okay. Let's go online. What do you guys have online? I'm waiting for you guys online. I really want to see how what you're going to have now is different from what you had when we only have one particular task. Okay, drain the competition. Sip, wet your bands. Stay lead, stay in the game. Hydration, that hustle. Drink up, dunk hard. You see that? Okay, drink up, dunk hard. Dunking, that's the language of basketball. Which one is likely going to be more successful? We said teenagers. Teenagers relate with something like hustle. That's why you are hearing the word hustle in the track. Now let's move a little bit harder. Let's add more to it. Okay. Now let's provide an example. Okay, let's provide more examples. So let's change it. Let's say, create 5 catchy slogans for a new sport group. Aim at teenagers who play basketball. Example, Nike uses "Just Do It" to inspire confidence. Use a similar short and motivational style. You see what we have done now? We have given it a task to do. We have given the example of our audience. We are not giving him example of what we want it to look like. Like Nike, just do it. So the example now gives the model to follow. All right? We should start having different answers now. Online, I'm waiting for you guys. Oh, let's see what you come up with. Let's see what you come up with. Okay, you have people here. What do you have? I'm not hearing you clearly. Where's my... Unleash your shot. Unleash your shot. I like that. Unleash your shot. Okay. What do you have? That's typing. Okay. Okay. Remove your typing. What are you putting on? Are you still typing on your daughter? You get the last one. Okay. Create 5 catchy slogans for a new sports group. Aim at teenagers who play basketball. Example, Nike uses "Just Do It" to inspire confidence. So example, just do it. So example is Nike uses. Okay, we have some results from online. I still like this drink up drunkard. Play unstoppable. Own every shot. Rise, own every shot. Rise, grind, win. Stay thoughtless. Game never sleep. Okay? You need you have your stuff now. What do you have? On the call. Let's call home now. And see to see that despite the inspire process, ownership. On the call. What do you have? What's the second one?
Right.
Okay. What's the third? Where the hustle? What else you have? Anyway, we get the idea. Now, let's even make it a little bit better. Okay? Let's add personnel. You know, we didn't define the personnel. Now let's add the personnel. So when you have the personnel, it's going to look like this. Create 5 catchy slogans for a new sports group, particularly who play basketball. Example, Nike uses just do it to inspire confidence. Pretend you are a professional sports marketer at an ad agency. Right now, we've not told AI what to pretend to be. So it's going to be giving us different. So now we are asking you to pretend as a professional. This personnel makes you have to put more professional and brand conscious. Is anyone done? That's interesting. Play bold. Hydrate bold. That's interesting. Okay. Do we have anyone? Yeah, no. What about? Hold the movement. Moment. Hold the moment. Hold the moment. What do you have? Power the play. Power the play. That's right. So it's asking you to power the play by hydrate. Hold on. Beat the buzzer. So that's why it's becoming more brand conscious, becoming more focused. Chef, what do you have? You are not on it. What? Crush every thought. Look at that. Crush every thought. Okay. Okay. Born to ball. No limit, just game. Stay hungry, play loud. One drink, endless energy. Game on. Hydrate hard. Anyway, you get the idea. So now, as a professional, when you are trying to produce and come up with ideas, the more elements in the recipe you are adding, the better the result the AI tools will give you. It's not enough for us to just ask the AI to do something. You got to tell you what you want it to pretend to be. So in this case, we are giving a contest, we are giving it a task to do, we are giving an example, and also we are giving it a personnel, what we want the AI to pretend to be. These are recipes that become very important when you are coming up with a prompt that give you the kind of results you want. All right? So let's do one more. Let's add one more. Remember we have 6. Let's add one more and see whether it's going to look different. So let's add a format. We didn't tell you the format we want it to be. Please go ahead.
So when we move to general artificial intelligence, just going to sit down, cross my leg, and be like, yeah, I don't do my job for you. I don't have to relax my head.
I hope we are not getting to general.
Honestly, I'm not looking at that.
General artificial intelligence is a threat to humanity. It's a threat. So especially given the fact that we are yet to come up with laws for AI regulation. We are still catching up. Our politicians are still doing different, like the example you gave right now. President Donald Trump began talking about bombing Nigeria and whatever because of a lot of embellished fake news from false news. Listen to those news, and then now they are forming a policy that will affect a whole country or even a whole region. But assuming we've had policies in place that guide what kind of information can get on here, we are not talking of general artificial intelligence. I hope we are still a little bit away from there. Yeah. So let's add one more format. Let's give it a format, right? You all have this already, right? Create a 5 catchy slogan for a new sport drink. Aim at teenagers who play basketball. Example should look like that of Nike, that it says just do it to inspire confidence. We are asking you to pretend to be a professional sport marketer at an ad agency. But now, we want you to present the slogan in a numbered list with 1-sentence explanation of the marketing strategy behind each. Do you guys see now? If I'm the client and you are the professional, and you just gave me all the bunch of things you gave me before, right? I'm going to fire you because you are not giving me context behind what is the. Let's give an example. When you say bounce back stronger with every sip, okay, what is the strategy? You need to be able to give explanation. What kind of marketing strategy am I creating that will align with that slogan? Do you guys get the idea? This is how you use AI too. That format structure will have to clearly for review. It presents it in a way now that your client can say, oh yeah, now I understand what you're saying. When you say power your game, okay, tell me what will be the idea? When like you said, just do it. When you hear the story of just do it, and you can see how it aligns with all their marketing strategies. Okay? All right. Does anybody have an answer now? Okay. What do you have?
Slogan, effective language, and encourage teams to push past, step down, and take control of the game. Rise and dominate. The strategy uses strong, assertive language that encourages teams to push past, self-doubt, and take control of the game.
You can see, it's now explain the rationale, the thinking behind that slogan. And then you can that now helps other social media team to know the kind of content they can create. Doubt and lack of self-belief is one of the reasons why people lose game. Confidence is key to game. You are not linking your drink to that confidence. I hope we get the idea. You can apply this same thing whether you're in agriculture, you're in ad agency, you're in tech, you're in cyber security, you can learn anything with AI tools. But you have to learn the language, how to talk the talk. I'm watching about it. I would have loved us to do the tone, the last one, but you can all do this, okay? You all do this. Whereby you can see we've asked you now to present with John. Let's go ahead. Use an upbeat, playful tone that matches your youth culture and street basketball vibe. You can add tone to it. What kind of tone? You see, the tone added, the final version gives the AI a full blueprint of producing most targeted and engaging results. That's the idea. So don't only give the task, provide the context. Give examples. Define the persona. Highlight the format. And then give a tone that you want it to use. task, context, example, personnel, format, and tone. This is a blueprint recipe, the recipe blueprint that you can use in coming out with a prompt that give you the kind of results that you want. Okay? All right. We mentioned this earlier on. AI can give biased results sometimes, and sometimes it can hallucinate, which means it can create something that is not true and present it as if it is true. It's not all the time, maybe like 1 or 2% of the time. But you never know when that 1 or 2% will be. It's one of the reasons why we always encourage you to cross-check your AI answers. You can fact-check, especially anything that has to do with facts or anything that has to do with health. Fact-check, and fact-check. For instance, you can look at reliable sources like Britannica Kits, National Geography, or Kits, dkfindout.com. You can go on Google Scholar, PubMed. So many other reliable sources whereby you can actually fact check some of the facts to ensure that it's actually what is speaking is actually true. For instance, when it tells you that 70,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria in 3 months, 5%. I don't know if that makes sense. Please, it is important that we learn the art of fact checking anything that AI gives us. AI can be your study partner. You can use it to learn anything. Knowledge is no longer, there's no limitation to knowledge again. There's no limitation. The only limitation is you. You have the tools to learn anything if you want to. You can upload book and ask it to summarize and give you core ideas. You can create flashcards. You can generate quiz. You can do different things with AI tools. Especially now that you have learned the tools of how to talk to AI. You can use it to get anything. So we're going to have a session later on 21 rules of using AI. Some of it are going to be highlighting some of the things we've talked about. But before then, I want us to have the session on the book production. I'm going to call on Adiola, who is going to take us through that session. But before then, maybe we can have like a 5-minute break, and then we'll come back for that practical sessions, whereby she's going to lead us in creating a book. All of us are going to contribute in creating a whole book here today. Okay? Before I go, any question? Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. Yes. We get it across. Yeah, we'll provide a link in the group. Yeah, we might even provide maybe some of the recording as well. Yeah. Okay. So for people online, let me see. I think I see maybe an output or so. Yes, I agree with you, Jay. It's a time for a short break. Okay. This is 11:47. Should we take 30 minutes and start exactly by 12 noon? Would that be all right with everybody? Adela, is that okay? All right.